Hey guys, this episode of the What Are We Watching podcast is brought to you by summerofgiveaways.com.
Yeah, Colin turns on the TV, Christian flips off the screen, cause there's no good children's shows that he's seen. We've got dogs with blogs, superheroes in the ER. All dads are dumb and kids have better PR. Colin just smile, Christian sits with the scowl. He complains to his son, all the kids shows suck now. They sit and discuss the show's plus and minuses while you listen or watch on YouTube to the arguments. Who is right? Is it the son or the dad? Either way you get to laugh knowing Christian is mad. So pull up a chair, get the corner poppin'. Here's a new episode of What Are We Watching?
Now, you've heard me talk about summerofgiveaways.com before, and it really is the best website to go to win prizes this summer. They have Transformer gift packs, iTunes gift cards. If you're a bro that likes Entourage, well, you can win a soundtrack or a t-shirt there. They also have shirts from poplife.com. That is my favorite website to get shirts for dads made by dads. And now they have a mom section as well. You've got to check it out. They also have the Mighty Mug. It's my favorite drink container. That mug is awesome. You cannot tip it over. And there's always the iconic, the green, the masterpiece, the Stanley vacuum sealed thermos. You can win this and more at summerofgiveaways.com. And if you go to our main website, plaiddadblog.com, not only will you find great videos and articles, but you can enter your email address in the upper right-hand corner for a second chance to win. So, win some awesome prizes this summer. Go to summerofgiveaways.com and plaiddadblog.com for a second chance to win. Now, let's dive into this horrible TV show on the What Are We Watching podcast.
What are we watching?
Hey everybody, thank you for joining me for the mini episode of the What Are We Watching podcast. I am your host, Christian Lee, as always, and this week I am not joined by my son, Carlin Jackson, because he is sleeping, staring at those eyelids, concentrating on getting his Z's since school is back in session, and he is happy about it. He has found a school with an awesome library. It has a graphic novel section, and as many of you know, Carlin is an avid artist. He has comics which you can see at foreverfamilycomic.com. You can also see the comics I draw about our adopted family. Adoptive? Well, both, I guess. They're adopted, the family's adoptive, and we adopted them. Whew. That was too much of a brain search on my part to find the right words for that sentence. Anyway, check out Carlin's comics. They're really great. And some of his just random pieces of art at foreverfamilycomic.com. Well, now that plug is out of the way, we can dive in to our last episode. We watched Lab Rats. My son Carlin said it was his second favorite show, and I would say it was my least favorite. No, it was definitely not my least favorite show. Sam and Allie, was that even the name of that show? Austin and Allie, that's it. That is a horrible show. That's got to be the worst one we watched. But this Lab Rats episode was pretty bad, if only because they have superheroes that aren't being super. And you can hear us talk more about that if you missed the episode at whatarewewatching.com. I have to give a shout out to one Facebook user in particular. His name is Rick Farquhar. I think that's how you say your name, Farquhar. Look, if you're going to have a name like Farquhar, expect me to pronounce it incorrectly. But Rick just said one thing about our podcast, and he said, "I love your stuff, Christian Lee." And man, that is the kind of comment I can get behind. Thank you very much. I appreciate you listening and or watching our podcast. As you know, we release our podcast in video form and in audio form. I just really appreciate it. And thank you for the pat on the back, virtual though it was. Now, there was not a lot of love for the episode of Lab Rats. And I have to say, it's because it really was bad. Not only did you have the superheroes not being super thing, but really there was not much plot to this episode. Really, two things happened in the episode. I'm not going to dive back into it, but there wasn't a lot for people to hang their hat on. Yes, my son said he loved the show. Yes, he ranks it as his second favorite show. But he's 9, and 2, he doesn't care about plot whatsoever, which worries me about some of the future stories for his comics or comic books. But that being said, we did watch Lab Rats. I picked an episode that was about a Comic-Con, more like a Star Trek con, because of our guest, Derek Williams, and I couldn't be more glad that Derek joined us. Derek is a mainstay in the Comic-Con scene, and he is a number one nerd. I mean, we really didn't get into it in the podcast, but he really is a nerd. He works on old arcade machines and new ones every day. You know, he knows how to fix those things. He knows how to rewire them, rework them. He tears apart old machines and puts them back to their previous glory. A1 nerd, and I really appreciate Derek coming on the What Are We Watching podcast. Now, as always, we ask one question about the TV show in our mini episode, and that is, would it be better animated? And I have to say, heck yes. Of course it would be better animated. I mean, like I said, they have superheroes not being super, and I have to think that this is budgetary concerns, much like a previous episode we watched, Mighty Med, where they had some special effects, but they weren't real heavy. This one had none. I mean, really, there was nothing to hang their hat on as far as a special effect superhero show goes. They could have done the key trick that we talked about with fishing line. I mean, that's a very old trick from the silent movie days. So I would say with an emphatic yes, this would be better animated. I mean, they could have done so many things. They can do laser beams. They could all fly. They could all use super speed. All of the powers that they supposedly have, they could have showcased in animation, because it's all animated, so it's not more expensive to put in special effects. So, would it be better animated? Yes, a hearty yes. Now, next week, what are we watching? Well, we are finally tackling animation. Now, a lot of people are going to have a problem with the show that we're going to do next week. 1, because I make fun of these shows, and 2, because, well, they love the show and it's considered an educational program. But we are watching Little Einsteins. Yes, we are watching the kids show, Little Einsteins. Now, my youngest son, Oliver, who's 2 years old, calls it Baby Einsteins. I'm not sure why he does it. Maybe it's because of the Baby Einstein music CDs, but I think those are Baby Mozart. I'm not even sure. We don't own them. That's why I don't know why he calls them Baby Einsteins instead of Little Einsteins. But I was watching an episode of the show, and I was just going off on a rant during the show, and I paused it and said, I got to find out if this is on YouTube. I'm not going to watch anymore and waste this on the show. Sitting in my living room, Carlin and I have to do this show for the podcast, Toot Sweet. So our next episode will be Little Einsteins. Will it be out next Wednesday? Well, folks, that is the question, because next week, my wife, and I've talked about this for a couple weeks now, but we're getting into the home stretch. My wife is going to have a baby, and it is looking like Monday of next week. So our podcast may be delayed by a week or 2. We may go on a little bit of a hiatus, but that'll also give Carlin and I the opportunity to maybe record a couple of extra episodes, maybe give you some extra just freebies, tidbits. Well, look, it's all free to you, people. What are you complaining about? We might record some extra little videos and bumpers for you just to make you not miss us so much. Well, at least once we've come back. So I will let everybody know online on Facebook and on our YouTube channel on whatareWeWatching.com and our main site, PlaidDadBlog.com, when we will be coming back. I anticipate her really having that baby next Monday, so that is going to throw a kink in the works. But we will be watching Little Einsteins. The season and episode are listed below this audio podcast, and you can watch it on YouTube. And if you can watch it on Amazon, I have not found that link yet, but if you can watch it on Amazon, I will get you that link. And if you can watch it on Netflix, that link will be there below. As always, leave us a comment about the episode we watched and our episode. You can leave us a comment on what we missed, what you liked, what you hated. And when you do those two things, you will be registered to win an Amazon gift card. That's right. You can win an Amazon card to buy and watch a better show, or just buy yourself some swag, buy your wife a gift, buy your kids something that's way better than these horrible TV shows. I hope you will check back with us. We will see you next time on whatareWeWatching.com. Thanks for listening. This production is brought to you by the Plaid Dad Blog Podcast Network. For more information, visit PlaidDadBlog.com.